The tackle football season here in the Lone Star State has arrived. Start acting like it. But first, make sure you have your HVAC unit inspected.
Austin's heat is hard on AC systems, and they break down at the worst possible times. Most AC failures we see could have been prevented with a system tune-up. So if you're worried your old AC won't make it through summer, get ahead of the problem. At Honest, our professional AC tune-up is only $99 and comes backed by our no breakdown guarantee. Only $99, so your system works better and lasts longer. For AC and plumbing repair you can trust, call Honest.
I am Sean Cless, the host of Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast. And coming up next on this edition of Let's Talk About It, it is 0 week in high school football in the great state of Texas. The race to Jerry World begins today. Let's talk about it. Hey, be sure to follow us on each of our social media platforms, and you can subscribe for free to our YouTube page. And if you scan this QR code right here, it'll take you right to our YouTube page, and all you do is click subscribe. Now, before we dive deep into this Austin, Texas area high school football scene, which is some of the programs will hit the field for the first time tonight, we want all of you mamas, girlfriends, grandmas, any female football fan to be dressed appropriately in fan attire. Now, that got me fired up for college football game day in the great state of Texas. And to each of you ladies who are college football fanatics and you're starting to prepare your game day fit, I've got the solution for you. It's simple. Visit spiritdress.com. Our friend Mercer Black at Spirit Dress, she has you covered. Check out all these options on her website, spiritdress.com. And when you're ready to purchase, be sure to use that promo code MANCAVE for a discount. College football game day and Spirit Dress, that's an ideal combination. I just want to make a notable mention there. It's not limited to college football. Whatever the colors are of your high school football team, I would bet that Mercer Black has those options on spiritdress.com. And be sure to use that promo code MANCAVE for a discount. We all love discounts. All right, as of today, 0 week of high school football in the great state of Texas kicks off today, and then, of course, under the Friday night lights. I'm going to pull up a list of the big games involving Austin area high school football programs. And the first question, as you take a look at this, what game do you notice that is glaringly obvious that is not being played that normally is for well over 2 decades? I'll give you a few seconds to take a look and scan the matchups. I'm so anxious to talk about it, but we have zero control, and the philosophy behind when you have no control over something, don't get stressed. It's not worth it. You can't control it. The Anderson versus McCallum rivalry is not the opening game of the year. It's usually played at that stadium you see in the background, House Park Stadium. So, no Shoal Creek Showdown, the Legacy Turf Eddie Joseph Bowl at House Park Stadium will not be played until the middle of the season. Mac versus Anderson will be on October 15th. Why, you ask? They're now back together as brothers in the same district. The McCallum Knights and the Anderson Trojans will not kick off the season. I know it's a little disappointing, but when you have district realignment and they are realigned back in the same classification, 5A Division I, well, as district opponents, most people don't like to kick off the season with a district opponent. But as we look at these games, Anderson will open up with Buda Johnson on the road. Should be a good one. Eastview out of Georgetown will play at Round Rock Cedar Ridge. Now this one, Liberty Hill and the Slot T offense, Coach Seaborn, they will host Killeen. The mighty Kangaroos, Rouse, at Waco Midway. I don't want the people at Midway to be disappointed. I know it's in Hewitt, but it's the Waco area. I think they do like to be called Hewitt Midway. I like to call them a state power because they are. Rouse out of the Leander ISD will be opening up at Midway. Those are all Thursday games. Then we go to the Friday Night Lights. Vandergrift at San Antonio Brennan. These two have played each other a lot in the high school football playoffs, if my memory serves me correct. Now, Westlake has played, they're not afraid to play out-of-state opponents. They've done it in the past quite a few times. They were having problems finding opponents, but so they went out of state, and Inglewood in the LA area of California, making the trip all the way to Austin, Texas to play the Chaparrals. And the Chaps are looking to improve from last year. Even though they made the playoffs, that bar is raised high in Westlake, and they will be facing, it'll be a Texas versus Cali matchup to find out who has the better high school football. I'm going to go ahead and say the state of Texas does. All right, A&M Consolidated facing the Cedar Park Timberwolves. I expect a lot, and a lot of people do expect a great season out of the T-Wolves. Pflugerville Whites, they have been bold in scheduling non-district opponents. Pflugerville Whites could very well be a team that contends for the 5A Division I state championship. Round drop, big, physical, 6A. That is a big-time matchup. And then Temple in years past, they have had tons of talent, and they do again. They're facing the Georgetown Eagles at Birkelbach Stadium up in Georgetown in that beautiful high school venue. So you see the appetizer of 0 week. There's some big matchups, and I would venture to say each of those games that I listed for you, well worth the price of admission. Now, the Austin area, the talent pool is deeper. We are a growing metropolitan. More quality teams, better, great coaches, great players. They are scattered amongst the ATX metro area. And if you watch Kicking Things Off, our football season preview show back on August 6th, we highlighted a few of the quarterbacks that to keep an eye on that I think are some big names. There are great quarterbacks across the Austin area, but if you were to grab a handful of those names to talk about, of course, you're going to talk about Shad at Weiss. I feel like he's been the quarterback for 10 years. Talented young guy, and he is a fun player to watch. He's talented. He has talent all around him, which makes him even better. Then you have Knutson, the Texas Longhorn commit we had on Kicking Things Off from Smithson Valley, the two-time back-to-back defending 5A Division I state champion quarterback from Smithson Valley. Because they're in the district with Anderson and McCallum, and they're not too far from here. They're north of San Antonio. They're in the Austin area, so to speak. There's a stellar list. And there's also a quarterback by the name of Cove Derbyshire in his second year as the starting QB for the Anderson Trojans. By the way, the Anderson Trojans gunning for their third straight playoff appearance. They won their first playoff game since 2010 last season. And Cove Derbyshire was the guy under center. And you know a lot about a team by what they say about their teammates. Well, here's what the Trojans had to say about Cove Derbyshire. And it's usually quite a compliment when you hear the adjectives used from Cove's teammates for the Anderson Trojans.
Best way I could describe Cove for me is a good leader.
And he's always been a great guy and a great leader, and he's always pushed me to do better, no matter what.
Tell me what your impression is of him that we don't get to see.
Which I don't get to see about Cove. He's a joyful guy. He likes to make jokes a lot.
I love it. And the Trojans, more than likely, their goal this year is to not only make it playoffs, not only win a game in the postseason. Donald Hatcher's group, they want to be playing well into the month of December. I know that's a goal for everybody. Everybody talks Jerry World, where the state championships are held. But the Anderson Trojans do have a good opportunity because that culture has changed. And we've seen a lot of programs build cultures each year over the years. and they're not only a playoff mainstay, these programs contend, and teams know what they're up against, because when you get a program that really believes not only in themselves, they expect to win. And when you expect to win, big things happen. As the ATX Metro continues to grow, we have more high schools, and we continue to see this trend, and to the north and to the west. And it's almost hard for me to believe, because there is a second high school on the horizon for both Lake Travis and Dripping Springs. I never thought I would see the day that there would be an additional high school in Liberty Hill. Well, they've had Legacy Ranch. This is the third year of existence for Legacy Ranch. It's over there near Highway 29 and 183. Beautiful campus, beautiful facilities, and a fellow lumberjack is the head coach of the Legacy Ranch program. So this being the third year, will be their first year playing varsity football, and they will kick things off. And we had an interview with Tim Nickey, the former All-American SFA lumberjack. Great interview. And this is what he had to say, not only about the program, but their amazing, amazing facilities.
This is year 3, first year of varsity. Tell me what you have noticed as far as how to build a program literally from the ground up.
Man, I'll tell you right now, it starts with great kids, right? I think it's a huge part of why we're where we are. Our kids have showed up from day one. You know, I was able to be with them as 8th graders, you know, the second semester of their 8th grade year, and they're tremendous. And it makes our life a lot easier of building this thing. And they're yes or no sir kids, and they want to do great, and they're really good athletes on top of that. So it starts with them. I think we've built a tremendous staff to put around them, and that's really what it comes down to, right? It's the people in the building, the people in the facility, and we got a bunch of good folks here at Legacy Ranch.
When you think about Liberty Hill, old heads like me are thinking there is no possible way there's a second high school. There is, yes way. But when you really look at it from not just football, athletics, administration to school board, everything here, this is an amazing community that's not only gets behind their sports and football, they do deliver top-notch facilities. When you saw the construction of this beautiful facility. And how would you describe this? Because I know you looked at me crazy when I said I was speechless, but that was very accurate when I walked in here to see this for the first time.
Yeah, I think it just shows what, just like you said, man, our community is phenomenal. Our school board, our superintendent, I think just the facilities that we have on this campus show how much they care about kids, right? They know that athletics and extracurriculars, like you go walk through our auditorium, right? It's the same way, man. We're giving these kids the best possible experience they can have in high school, and that's a direct reflection of our school board, our superintendent, you know, pushing the things that they push to get this campus to look the way it does, and then our community for backing it, right? They know that this community is built around our kids, and they want to put them in a place that's top-notch and really special, and that's this place.
Lastly, there's a lot of pride in Liberty Hill, period. And I know as a coach you can't go fast forward to when that game will be, but when you think about it, this is going to be new for this community. Wait, we're supposed to be rivals? I mean, I know you can't downplay it and you can't look ahead, but how do you think this community is going to handle this? Liberty Hill versus Legacy Ranch.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really fun, man. I'm telling people all the time, you know, I'm here. I don't think there's a coach on our staff that is here without what Liberty Hill has done, right? So I don't think that, you know, it's not a rivalry. We haven't played yet and all that stuff, you know. But I think we're all here because of what Liberty Hill has built. And we're trying to add to that. You know, obviously they've been super successful in everything that they do, right? You look at their sports, their you know, extracurriculars, everything they do in the classroom. We're trying to match that and then kind of put our own spin on things.
Tim Nickey, cooler than cool. What did Stuart Scott say? Cooler than the other side of the pillow. Sums it up. Well, if you watch Kicking Things Off, the third edition back on August 6th, as the Metro grows in high school sports, especially high school football, new facilities pop up. New, renovated, modern, state-of-the-art, you saw it at Legacy Ranch. I was absolutely stunned. Well, Lake Travis will be playing the first 5 games of the season away from their home stadium. But that second half of the year, the Lake Travis Cavaliers will have this amazing, beautiful facility. And back here in Austin, one of the jewels of high school football in the state of Texas, House Park Stadium, one of the older stadiums in the state of Texas. It finally, because of a bond that was passed in 2022 in the city of Austin, House Park not only got new turf, they had a new, just everything clean, painted, an impressive press box. And I mean event space, multi-levels, much better than the deer blinds that stood on either side of House Park off of Lamar Boulevard. Check it out. This is the feature story that I did for kicking things off to kind of give you an idea of what you'll be able to be a part of. This is going to be something that not only you, every high school football player in AISD and visiting opponents that get to play at House Park, you should be very proud. This is what I'm talking about.
Well, every time I come up here and check out the progress, I think about the kids that will be here. Every decision we make is going to be for kids in our athletic programs, and just watching the kids coming out here wanting to be a part of House Park and play on a stadium like this. And it's just, when you see the reactions of the kids' faces when they drive by and you get emails, you get phone calls about how excited they are.
The oldest stadium in Austin, Texas, House Park Stadium, was established in 1939. Now put that in perspective. That's almost 90 years of history. This old girl has survived quite a bit. Flooding from Shoal Creek, turf changes, and now this. A state-of-the-art, modern, multi-level press box facility with 2 event spaces. Gone are the deer blinds, but there's still this priceless view of the Austin, Texas skyline.
We're excited about the modernization, but at the end of the day, our kids deserve this. I am new to Austin, right? It's my second year, but no matter where I'm from, whether it's Houston, Dallas, East Texas, no matter where you're from, our kids and our future leaders deserve to have something like this to where they can enjoy and tell stories for the next upcoming, future leaders, and that's what it's about.
Hey, man, tell me something good.
Jason Glenn, great guy. He's done a lot in a short period of time as the athletics director for AISD. And I have to correct myself. House Park Stadium is not the oldest stadium in Austin. It's the oldest high school venue in the city of Austin. Texas Memorial Stadium, more commonly known as DKR, after the late, great Darrell K. Royal on the campus of UT. I believe that was, I think it was opened in the 20s, just a little over a decade older than House Park Stadium. House Park Stadium, the scenic views of downtown, the downtown Austin skyline. Was a beautiful, intimate place as a player, and going back as a fan, it's not matched in my opinion. It's just one of those beautiful, intimate venues of Texas high school football. All right, tell you something good. That's how we end all of our episodes. We love positivity around here, and we'll keep this on Texas high school football. The most beautiful thing that I can imagine that I know of is when the season finally flips to football season. It's hotter than hell, and it will be until probably mid-October. There's a beauty to Texas high school football that I hope no one takes for granted. Beginning here in Austin and throughout this great state. I get it. There's so many things, from the drill team, the cheerleaders, the band. The band and football players, drill team and cheerleaders, they work their butts off in the off season, preseason, whatnot. And to all of you Booster Club members and all of you giving, generous parents, it takes a army of people, a village, for all these programs that I mentioned, football programs, cheerleaders, drill team, and band. But watching it all come together to get behind this great game every year, it doesn't matter what age you are. It is something to appreciate, and each of you who are part of it, and I know some parents who have their kids in high school football programs, and a lot of my friends, I've watched their kids play high school football, and it goes by like this. And I'll tell you something about that for you as parents, having covered this great game for over 2 decades in Texas, all across Texas and in Oklahoma and back here in Austin. It goes by fast. Embrace every moment of the process, every moment of the season, because one day, I promise you, 10 years after they graduate, your child graduates, you're going to be talking about these memories of Texas high school football and be grateful that you were a part of what Texas high school football is, not only as for your children, but as a parent. You were a part of it. And going to these great venues, including the newly renovated House Park Stadium, makes you appreciate it even more. So whenever you have an opportunity to discuss Texas high school football, ATX high school football, you know what? It's always good to talk about it.